What I'm seeing is the companies that are doing best in digital are having digital as a board level initiative. Someone is responsible for digital at a board level, but where the innovation is really happening is at a grassroots level. It's happening at projects, it's happening with individuals.
Having a clear strategy, having a clear roadmap helps when you're building that transformation program. It helps you choose who is the right partner for you. It helps you choose really what your technology stack looks like.
The strategy is really important because people need to know what you're doing, need to know what the end point is, need to know what the vision is, and it's a way of implementing the same scope all the way through a long project. So strategy is there as a way of communicating. You can change it, and you should change it as you go, especially digital strategy, because it can change like that as a new digital disruptor comes in and your strategy has to change, but at least everybody knows what your strategy is.
Internally, it's about change and bringing all staff with us to understand why we're doing this, how we're doing it, and ensuring that you have proper training in place and proper continuous improvement once this first phase is complete.
We have the inertia of our IT systems, and that inertia always has problems in terms of moving on beyond what our employees know, because of course some of them have gone from no mobile phones to completely with iPhones and iPads, and for us to catch up with that kind of stuff is difficult.
Departments aren't talking to each other, so marketing isn't necessarily talking to the information department, and yet the whole pile of information that's there, and marketing isn't necessarily talking to IT. And so all of these different departments, if they worked collaboratively together, then I think we'd be able to change the way a business operates.
Having a lack of an experimentation attitude. So companies that don't have a willingness to experiment and to fail, that's one barrier. Another would be having systems and business processes that are inflexible is another barrier. And I think the third one is culture. If you don't have a culture that stimulates and allows innovation, you're going to find it really, really hard to be a digital leader. Why can't you do both? I think good digital businesses, they look at their customer journeys and they optimize and build their internal processes that employees use, so the customer journey is the very, very best experience it can be.
If you look at the young person's journey, we had to look at both the young person and their needs as well as staff.
Consumers always have to be at the forefront from a retail perspective. Fundamentally, the disruptive technology is going to impact both, so both do need to be considered. Consumers because of the way they're going to shop online, but employees as to what business processes are going to change to improve the performance of how their business operates.
As a marketer, I think absolutely we need to be tackling the customer experience from a digital perspective before we actually tackle the employee experience. But the reality is that there's so many legacy processes and technologies, there's so much legacy in a business that needs to be improved, that I think that digital ethos needs to come through in improving the internal processes, but with the customer at the end of the game. It's the customer at the heart of that improvement.